kind of been a lazy chud today, so I figured how could I fix that? Get on hill climb and get some stars. I'm gonna use Raider, and I'm gonna boost it because the upgrades that I have currently are terrible. Alright, this is definitely my first try. Well, okay, hold on. First of all, I tried to do this earlier today. That's why my record as of this morning or whatever, a day ago, my record for I had never. Okay, I can't speak. I hadn't played Bog with Raider a single time. I had 0 stars, so I was like, okay, perfect. I can record and play, and it'll be great. And then I got to like 4,000 meters. I died at a mud pit classic. My day was going terribly already, but anyway, I figured I would try this again. So my record's not that far off. This is my second try in this sitting as well. Let me not skip this field. My record's like 100 meters away. The thing about Bog, it's honestly, okay, I say this every time, but honestly, it's hard to die in any map. That's not true. Maps are so much easier when you have map knowledge, especially maps like Bog and Winter and whatever. It's kind of hard to die if you know where the spots are that you can die, you know? Like, there's no reason if you're, especially with, in my case, like looking at my garage, my vehicles are all upgraded enough where I'm boosting them or whatever, that I'm not going to be able to knock it up a hill or whatever, or anything like that. Earlier today, when I was recording this for the first time, I had a thought that I wanted to talk about. And I keep mentioning this idea of ranked adventure and hill climb, and I feel like I keep having kind of other thoughts that build on it. So something else that I was thinking about is the way that competition works in this game. And I would say, like, okay, wait, do I die here? No. I think it's fine. Yeah, the little mud pits don't care. So, also, yeah, I don't really know where the other mud pits are. I should be fine, though. You can kind of just follow the map. But basically, I think of cups and adventure as kind of the biggest competition modes, if you can call it that, in the game. Cups are a little weird because if you're playing cups themselves or whatever, you're not playing live against another opponent. I think it's past ghosts of other people's runs. So already there, yeah, it's competition, but it's different than most other games. You're not playing live. You don't have as much of a thing. You know what I mean? And then there's time trials as well. I think time trials is an interesting mode. It's not exactly, whatever. I'm not really thinking about time trials in this comparison. And then there's another part of cups of getting as many points as you can per month, which I think is an interesting system, but I feel like it's whoever plays the most hours, which is not my favorite system, I guess, if you know what I mean. I feel like other people have talked about this before. And then comparing that to adventure, this is going somewhere, I promise. With adventure, there's the star leaderboard, so obviously you get more stars, you rank higher, but there's still no head-to-head, I guess, is that what it's called? There's no live player versus player type of thing. Oh, did I just sell? I can't remember these. I feel like if you just follow the dips and then drive quickly off of them, it's okay. But I'm at 6,300? Okay, yeah, there's this structure of these bridges, and there's a similar one in a couple hundred meters where I'm driving, and you have to, like, go off of there's a cart. Okay, that's not the point. So adventure, yeah, it's interesting. I kind of like how adventure works, but I want another kind of ranked mode. And so I was thinking, how can that problem be solved? Like, obviously I think people have thought of this same idea where you're playing head to head. And that kind of exists with tournaments in hill climb. And maybe in the past this has happened, but I've only participated in 2 kind of hill climb tournaments, and the Circuit Pre 1 and 2, so whatever, they were like a year apart or something. But those are community player driven or whatever. Someone like made a Discord server and had the idea to make it in whatever, everything like that. So that's the kind of only head-to-head thing. But I think the tournaments are really interesting. They're fun. I think, stuff like that doesn't exist so frequently. I know there are other Discord servers that make tournaments, but these are the only 2 that I have experience with. That's why I'm talking about them. Ooh, I feel like I don't want to go under this. No. Under is fine, but I'm low fuel is the only thing. Okay, no, this is okay. This isn't one of the harder fuels, but like, okay, yeah, this is fine. Raider's OP. What was I saying? But yeah, tournaments are interesting. The thing is that, though, so the way they were situated, it's like there were 3 challenges in some rounds, and you have... Oh my god, I almost died in... Oh, okay. I almost died in the exact same way. I didn't, fortunately, but I wasted a bit of time, so hopefully I can get to the next fuel without a problem. What was I saying? This is the problem with dying. I lose my train of thought. I think I was talking about how... Okay, so like let's say there's a tournament and you have like a time trial run. You have 3 things, like an adventure run and then like another time trial run or whatever. What I've heard from Circuit Pre players... Okay, hold on, let me lock in. This should be fine. I have enough to like get over this hill. This is my buggy record. But yeah, I talked to some people whenever the circuit period was happening, and it seemed like the people who ranked really well, the people who did best or won the tournament or whatever, it was just a competition of who played longest in the day, because you just have to keep doing things over and over to get a more precise timing. And I feel like that's not the best way to have competition. Obviously, it's subjective, and this is my own thoughts on it, but I feel like if other people have this thought, it could be fun to have another way to compete. Of course, like, they're doing their best with the tournaments. Like, there's only so much you can do by making challenges and whatever. I'm not faulting the like people who made the tournaments or whatever, but it just makes me think that I wish there was another way to compete in the game kind of like that. And like, obviously you need to have a lot of skill to do well in the tournaments. You need to understand the mechanics of the game, understand how vehicles work, have muscle memory. You probably need to have played the game a lot just to understand what to do. But it's that combined with spending an insane amount of time. And I guess with any pro in a sport, you have to spend an insane amount of time, but like, it's different, the way matchmaking works. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I think it is, like, to a degree, but maybe not enough. So, okay. About the run currently, 8,500, I'm low fuel. The goal for this was going to be, so, like, I got winter to 200,000 stars. I got mines. Okay, this is a little bit concerning, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm just going to drive fast. I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right, hold on. Because I don't know how good the no fueling is with Raider. Obviously, that's a lot of skill. Like, if you're good at no fueling, you can probably do a lot of stuff. But I feel like Raider, the suspension is weird, so maybe no fueling with it is kind of hard. But yeah, the plan was... So, okay, with mines, I got to 200,000 stars. Winter, I think those were the two, and I was like, all right, nice. This is like a fun thing. The thing with Bog, I don't think it's so difficult of a map, especially if you play it a bunch. It's probably one of the easier maps if you had to compare all of them. And so I think it'd be good for me to get stars on Bog, because I don't hate it. I used to kind of hate it, but as I play it more, as you learn maps more, in my experience, they become more enjoyable. But so, I have maybe 110,000 stars. I'm not getting 90,000 stars in one sitting. I've become, my tolerance for like sitting and playing adventure in one go is kind of low. But maybe that changes whenever a new vehicle comes out or something. I guess just like Raider's been out a while. I don't know why it happens. But yeah. At this point in the map, it's basically guaranteed. I have enough fuel, whatever. It's not going to be hard. Ooh, that was kind of smooth, I'm not going to lie. I'll get as far as possible. Ooh, wait. I forgot you can kind of die at this last mud pit here. But yeah, I'll get as far as possible. I'm just assuming I'm going to get the 10K. Unless I die to this mud pit. Then maybe I'll do another map. I'll see. Oh, classic. I forgot this mud pit here. But I got the 10K. Okay, I managed to get by that. I don't know what my all-time record is in Bog. It's probably, I would say, with Glider... Could it be Stalker? It could be a little sneaky Stalker, possibly like Rally Car, something like that. I feel like I could get decently far with Raider. The thing is that there are spots you have to no fuel. I remember playing this with Glider. Obviously, having the propeller is extremely helpful, but there are spots where it's good to have momentum and keep your speed up and whatever, such as here. If not getting stuck would be better. But yeah, so I don't know how that'll be with Raider. Oh yeah, another problem with this, or not this, I'm about to explain something, but people will say, if I post a video, it's like 10 minutes or whatever, people will say like, oh, it's too short, you need to make a longer video. The problem is a lot of times, like, I don't know how to, I was sharing my thoughts. I had some thoughts that I wanted to talk about in this video, and I wanted to do this run, I wanted to play through Raider Bog or whatever, and I don't know what else to say in other, I guess I could just try to find things to talk about in other, this is my Stalker record, okay. It looks like it's gonna be my Raider record as well. Yeah, oh well. But yeah, I kind of, like, in the past, people will tell me to make a longer video, but sometimes I feel like it just comes to a natural end, and I don't want to milk it or whatever. I don't really know. Oh, so it was Glider in first, Stalker was nowhere close, and then Off-Roader is in second. Yeah, that's basically it, though. I'm going to keep trying to get some more stars, like I said in the other video. I want to get to top 10K. It's I thought it was like 3.2 mil. It's kind of 3.3 edging towards 3.4. I feel like it's inflation. Like, I'm getting stars faster than the rate that the top 10K is increasing, which is good. But yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Off-Roader Mastery soon, probably. See ya.